name is Camelia Bogdan, and now you are joining the Money Show powered by W.O.R.K.S. And today I have a special guest, Jonathan Frost.
Evening,
I met him this weekend, an amazing man with an amazing energy. And please tell us a little bit about you.
Well, born in London, university, physics. So I'm a real geek. I'm a real nerd. I know all about the inside of machines. I can make any computer work. So that's me. But recently I discovered that I better actually learn to talk to people as well. So bit of a transformation.
Oh, very nice. And transformation in which side of personal development or technical side, which part?
Yeah, so for years and years and years, I've been working on machines and technical things and physics research. But now I have to get my technical experience and help people. And now I'm helping people with their businesses on the technical side. I know that all of you out there, you're going to take over the world. You've got brilliant ideas. You've got fantastic business plans, and you've been motivated up and you're full of energy. But some of you may have forgotten to work on the foundations of your business, the non-sexy bits. And that's where I help a lot of my clients with.
Oh, interesting. And how did you make this journey from the physics? By the way, I graduate physics, atomic and nuclear side. So how did you go on from that side till today? What is your journey?
Well, just the salient bits. So I started my computer business in 2000. So that's been running. So got a computer repair business that's been running for 17 years. But 3 years ago, there was a motivational speaker came up to Sheffield, where I live, and he said, for those people ready to take action, I'm offering 8 free tickets to my event in London. And I thought, I like this chap. I like the way this guy is talking, this chap called W.O.R.K.S. I went down to his 2-day event in London, Business Systems Mastery, one of his first events he'd ever given, and it blew me away. I discovered a whole world outside of normal business that I never even knew existed. What is this motivation business? What is this jumping up and down and giving people high fives and hugs all over the place? Yeah, this is rather alien to the Imperial College physicist. And from there, it's been onwards and upwards. So that was August 2014, and since then, it's gone from strength to strength. I've been all over with Eric Ho, been over to Malaysia and to Vietnam, masterminding, and all sorts of strange things like firewalking and glass walking, amongst other things. And also in conjunction with some experts here up in Sheffield on public speaking. So I've gone from the geek under the rock to an internationally known speaker and published author. And in 3 years, lost a bit of weight. I'm on something similar to what Tony Robbins is recommending: fresh fruit and veg, nuts and fish. And for me, I was getting a little bit podgy, and now my energy has gone through the roof. I think Camelia will attest that I am full of beans. I'm a very high energy person, and part of that is just getting some decent food in you. So and that's nearly free. Just my daughter, without me telling her, she's come up with a similar rule. She says she doesn't eat anything out of a box.
Yeah, nice. And
fresher the better.
Yes, indeed. And I can confirm that you are indeed full of energy, as I said at the beginning of the interview. And not only that you are full of energy, but your energy is very positive and is like dragging people with you on the right direction, which is amazing. I have a question. My questions usually are very personal because subject is very personal. It's money. And I want to ask, in this journey that you had called life, what money means to you? Maybe they mean something different 20 years ago or 15 years ago or 10 years ago, but what means it today?
Well, so I was very lucky in a family of four. So one sister, and we lived in London, and we had enough money. That was just no problem. But things were different then to now. So we're used to central heating now. But when I was about, say, 10, 11 at home, then in the winter, we would have ice on the inside of the windows. Don't see that so much now, but that was not unusual for us, but it wasn't a problem. But our expectations were so much lower. We were so happy with what we had. We did not have a car, but my dad worked on the railways, so we could go almost everywhere nearly for free on the railways. And it's a very interesting thing. So back then, when I was growing up, only my dad worked, and there was enough money for 5 or 6 holidays a year, but they were camping holidays going on train. Now someone of the same age, say 30 with their children, they expect a holiday in the sun on the other side of the world. And they expect to live in a house with double and triple glazing with central heating. But the price you pay for that is that usually mum and dad will be working too many hours in a week and they won't see the children. So that was the choice back then. No money, but maybe a high quality of life. And now, later on, lots more money, but too much rush and lower quality time as a family. How does that
So,
play with you in the audience?
yeah, and on this light, what money represents to you? What money means to you?
Yeah, so back in the day, then because money was short, money meant luxury, and therefore when I was small, I was a big saver. Big saver.
So means any money from pocket, what you received, you put away and you didn't spend it. And
Correct. It's you. When I went to university, because it was 30 years ago, you got a grant, and I actually didn't spend all of my grant. This is unheard of. So I was just a natural saver. But the impact later on in business, the downside of being a permanent saver, you maybe are not ready to invest in your business, so it slows your growth right down. So I encourage everyone, you have to look very carefully, seeing if you're saving too much, whether you're too cautious, or whether when an opportunity arises, you have to study it, but not for too long, and then grasp that opportunity. And that's what I did this 3 years ago. And then that's when things have really rocketed into space.
yeah, by the way, about the opportunities, in which way having or not having money will affect you to see or to grab the opportunities?
Well, yeah. So you have to be in the right mindset. If you are worried about not having enough money, and what they say is what you focus on expands. So if you worry about not having money and you focus on your debt will grow. If you focus on abundance and the opportunities, and obviously you have to put a bit of logic in there, but if there is an opportunity, you must go for it. You must have your self-confidence and self-belief that the money will come if you have you've got the core in you, if you've got the product and service in you, if you're prepared to help people, that money will come eventually. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's simple. What I used to say, because I'm a physicist, I say physics is easy, but it's in brackets, some work may be needed. So be prepared to work. I'm a big fan of Gary Vaynerchuk, because Gary Vaynerchuk, I like the way that he says, I offer all my advice pretty much for free. I give a consistent message, and that is work hard, work a bit harder, and work some more. Then the riches will come. No
Exactly.
quick fixes. No quick fixes.
Yes, indeed. And all this luck overnight, in fact, contain a lot of work behind the scene, because nothing
Absolutely.
happened in 1 second to come from the poor to rich, or to from no opportunities to a lot of opportunities over the
Yeah,
night.
absolutely. Absolutely. I want you all to do the famous 10,000 hours of pre-work. You will become an expert in something in your 10,000 hours of work. Then you will get an overnight success.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. You mentioned about the your mindset. In which way a mindset affects your financially situation, and of course the rest?
Yeah. So your mindset is absolutely, when you're building the business, I said that the two things that you have to do first, self-confidence and happiness. And we can debate which one you have. Can you become happy before you're self-confident, or can you become self-confident before you're happy? It's a bit tricky, that. But that carries on to mindset for money. You must believe in yourself. You must believe that the money will come. You must not, you must be, it's that word abundance. You must realize that the world is full of opportunities. You just have to just take a deep breath in. Is that genuine? Is it real? Are you genuinely adding value? Then that will turn out all right. If you're trying to do a quick fix, a get rich quick scheme, just take another breath, and something might come round and bite you if you try and get too rich too quick. I don't want to say
Yeah,
anything
indeed.
about Bitcoin. Oh,
And the idea is that first we have to give value. I have a story I love a lot, with a man sitting in front of the fireplace with a lot of wood in his arms, and saying to the fireplace, okay, in the moment that you will give me warm, then I will give you wood. So from my experience, the work should be vice versa. First, you have to provide that wood, that fireplace will be able to provide you warmth. So first we have to provide value, and in next minutes the money will come as a reward for your value provided. And in the
Exactly.
moment that you, please.
And Gary Vaynerchuk, he's got a book out. He calls it Jab, 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 Right Hook. So he says, in fact, it should have been called Jab, 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 Right Hook. So you give and give and give and give a little bit more. And then after 10 of those, then you can ask some money to help them, to whoever you're dealing with. But do lots of giving first. It'll come back. It works. It is true. Things happen. You start helping people. You see what happens. Just help a few people. Give a few smiles. Give a hand. Give a smile. See what comes back.
Exactly. Exactly. And everywhere where I saw only asking, in fact, you are not rewarded properly, because you are not rewarded, you ask for something. In the moment that you provide value, then yes, if you don't ask, the reward will come. It's a law of physics. I love to say that everything in our life is under the physics law and the universe law, and we can't cheat on this.
Absolutely.
You mentioned about mindset in the business. In which way the money should be, or what is your behavior around this? Do you make a difference between company money and your personal money, or being a small company, you consider that company's money is yours by default? What
Well,
is your approach?
I only take living expenses out of the money, out of the business. Okay. But it's the there's two types of spending. There's spending on consumables, and there's spending to invest. So at this stage, I am my mindset. I'm quite happy to spend to invest, because I know it will come back later. So I have grown the business. I've taken on new premises. I've got 4 staff. Yeah, it's a huge risk. I've spent a lot of money on training, development, coaching, mentorship, uh, all because I know that it will come back to me. I know that I have to invest in the company to get it to grow quicker. You must get advice from people that know, and those people quite often will require paying. So you can get a lot of free advice on the internet, but for example, on internet marketing and internet selling, how far have you got with the free advice that you've got on the internet? How far have you got with marketing your product and service? I've found that the free advice has not turned out so well so far.
Yes, indeed. Usually it's only to have the minimum knowledge, but if you want to grow quickly or to have indeed big results, you need to pay for advice.
Yeah, so compare and contrast your free online course, your free online check sheet for guaranteed riches on the internet. Compare that where you try it and nothing happens, and compare that with the personal touch from someone like Dario Cucci, who goes into the depth. It's a slow process, but it's more stable, repeatable, and mature, and will have much greater success, nearly guaranteed, if you follow it through, because you're not rushing. You're not rushing, and it's with integrity.
When it's coming about investing, you mentioned that you have to invest in your company to be able to grow the business properly. My question is, you have to invest only on company, or also you have to invest in you as the owner of that company?
Well, I am happy to have put my personal development training as a business expense, because you have to have your personal mindset right before you can grow your business. It is absolutely essential. You have to get yourself fixed before you can fix your business.
About that, I heard was I think 5 years ago a quote saying that your business will grow only at your personal development level, and if you not develop yourself, so then also the business can't grow more than you on each
Absolutely,
aspect.
absolutely. And again,
Yeah.
investing in the business, one of the mistakes that all new business people make is they want to do everything themselves. They want to save money by building their own website, putting their systems together, doing their marketing, doing their graphic design, doing their photography. They want to do it all themselves to save a bit of money, but the price they've paid is that they either get a rubbish job or it's cost them time. It can take months to pick up the skill to do each of these things that you need for the business. Sometimes you have to bite the bullet. You have to put your hand in your pocket and get some money out, pay an expert to save you all that time. Could be 3 months, 6 months, a year. It's hard at first when you haven't got not so much cash flow. But that again teaches you to spend only on the essentials. The classic example is maybe the foolish young business person who goes out and buys a fancy desk with a fancy chair, um, instead of getting some cheap business cards with a telephone number and a website on, an email address on, and getting out and selling the product and service. So just just bear that in mind. Yes, yeah. Be careful what you spend your money on to start with.
Yeah, for this I think everyone needs to know exactly how to manage properly money, not only from the business perspective, but also from the personal point of view. What is your opinion about this?
About which bit?
About managing personal money, yourself, and being, as I said, not necessarily on the company's expenses, because you as a person, you have your own dreams, you have your own plans, which not all the time are similar or can be fit on the company's one.
Yeah, I get that. But at this stage, I know I've left it a bit late, but at the moment, this is a low money to personal life and high money to building the business phase. This this is an investment phase of the business because we're growing so fast. So personal life has to take the back seat, and I expect that I'm expecting serious returns on the 1 to 2 year timescale, if and bearing in mind that this is now year 3 of the massive growth.
Okay. And
Then in 2 years time, that's when I get my treats.
and from investing side, uh, what is your opinion? It's okay to have only one income stream, or to have more, or to invest in different type of commodities? What is your idea about, and your way of working on this side?
Well, in your business, if you try and do too many things at once, you will get nowhere in any of them. So some people say, certainly to start with, it's one product, one service, one avatar, one perfect client, one route to market. Once you've got one stable income stream, then that's when you can think about diversifying. Because obviously everyone is told when you're investing, you should have a balanced portfolio. So you should have some high risk investments, which should give high return, and then you should have some at the opposite extreme that have got no gain, no interest, but very, very secure. So that's the connection with investment. But yeah, but I suffer from doing too many things at once, and the price I've paid is that has slowed me down.
Yeah, sometimes it's very difficult to play with on more games, because each one require more attention and sometimes full attention, and then it's difficult to, especially if you want to have different kind of products or services which are less related or something like that, only to cover more parts. Indeed.
Exactly. And so we know that obviously the famous story is that Richard Branson now is in charge of 400 businesses, but he has a light touch on 400 businesses. But when he was starting, then he focused on the music side of things, and that was to start with. When you begin, it is one thing at a time. So even Branson did that. So copy the best.
Exactly. And it's the best advice, because in the moment that you have an income stream or a product or a service which is now proper established, and you can indeed focus on other, to create a new one, and that to hire someone to take over about it, and you start to create a new one, and so on. It's exactly as Richard Branson did, and he's doing ahead, trying to focus on one thing once of the time, and after that develop another and another. You can't play more balls in one hand once. Indeed, was a nice conversation with you. Was nice to hear from someone who changed career a lot. At least from my point of view, is from physics to business and personal development, speaking, and so on. It's a huge switch. I want to let you know that our interview will be featured in my upcoming book, Who Cut the Cat's Tail. Of course, it's about it's about money management, and the book can be pre-ordered now on Radio W.O.R.K.S World website. And who wants to learn more and to know more how to elevate the business, how to become more present and more visible, we have monthly events on London for the moment, but we are looking to open new places, new cities, new towns, new countries. And the next one is on Thursday, on 7th of December. And the masterclass, we cover each time another subject, and the next subject is about inner peace. How can you find that? On January, we'll be unlocking intelligent vitality. So please be free to join us on Thursday at Make the News. more details on on our website makethenews.co.uk. And because you said that you are already an author, we have a ceremony where we awarded the best authors who make a lot of impact in the world, and this will be in March 2018. So at least for me, will be a pleasure to see you there, to see your book
Excellent.
there, promoted.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we had a couple weeks ago Stardust Awards. Was amazing from all point of view, people, stories, and the next one, because that it's only once per year, will be next year in December. But the registration is free from now. So be free to register for that. As I said, amazing, amazing people, amazing, amazing stories, transformational experiences can be lived during that days, and learn from people around the world, which I think it's not very common to go somewhere and to have all 5 continents on the same room.
Brilliant.
Spreading the news, spreading the stories, spreading the knowledge, the value. And I recommend everyone, not only you, to come to all these events. I hope to see you there. And
Thanks very much for the invitation. It sounds amazing.
yeah, and it is amazing. It's in my words, it's less. It's only, I think, 10% from the atmosphere that is there, and the energy and the learning that you can have there. I hope to see you and more others at next event, as I said, on Thursday, and the next one in January. Thank you a lot for sharing your knowledge, for sharing your experience and your thoughts and mindset around money. Thank you for your advice given to us, and I hope who is at the beginning of the business to not throw away money and to go to fixmybusiness.co.uk for the technical advice at least.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure. Good night, all.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This was today, The Money Show. Thank you.
Cheers. Good night, all.